Did you know that over 1.1 billion wearable devices are projected to be sold worldwide by 2025? That's one for nearly every seventh person on the planet. The craze for wearable health tech has transformed how we view our bodies, our fitness, and even our overall well-being. But here's a question to consider. How much do you really trust the little device on your wrist? Hi there, and welcome. Imagine this. You're sitting in your favorite cafe, sipping your coffee when your smartwatch vibrates. It's reminding you to stand up because you've been sitting too long. Seems helpful, right? Now, let's zoom in on what just happened. A device strapped to your wrist not only knows how long you've been sitting, but it's also determining what's best for your health. What if the data it's using to make that suggestion is only 75% accurate? Would you still follow its advice? Or would you start questioning everything you thought you knew about wearables? The story of wearable health technology is both thrilling and unsettling. It started as an innocent idea, a way to count steps and gamify fitness, but it has quickly spiraled into a multi-billion-dollar industry promising to revolutionize health. Think back to the early days. In 2009, Fitbit released its first tracker. It was simple, a clip-on device that counted steps and tracked basic activity. Fast forward to today, and we have wearable tech that claims to measure your oxygen levels, track REM sleep, detect atrial fibrillation, and even warn you about potential heart attacks. The transformation is undeniable, but with great innovation comes even greater responsibility. Take Apple, for example. Their latest Apple Watch Ultra is priced at a staggering $799. Sure, it's packed with features like ECG monitoring, fall detection, and even water resistance up to 100 meters. But is it worth the price tag? Let's not forget Garmin's Forerunner series, tailored for athletes, or the Oura Ring Gen 3, a sleek device that promises to track your sleep with unmatched precision. These gadgets sound impressive, don't they? Yet studies show they're far from perfect. A 2022 Stanford study revealed that calorie counts from wearables can be off by as much as 40%. Yes, 40%. That's like eating a salad, but logging it as a double cheeseburger in your health app. It's not just an error, it's a potential hazard for people trying to manage their weight, diabetes, or other conditions. Let's take this a step further. Imagine you're someone living with a chronic condition like atrial fibrillation. Your wearable claims to track irregular heart rhythms and sends you an alert. But what if it's a false positive? Or worse, a false negative? In 2021, the FDA raised concerns about the reliance on wearables for medical diagnoses. While these devices are getting smarter, they're still not a replacement for professional medical advice. Think about the stakes. A wrong reading could either send you rushing to the ER in panic or, even more dangerously, lull you into a false sense of security. But let's not dismiss the progress just yet. The transformation is happening. Devices like the Whoop Strap 4.0 and Oura Ring are moving beyond the basics of step counting. They're diving into metrics like heart rate variability, which is a key indicator of stress and recovery, or SpO2 levels, which became a hot topic during the pandemic. Remember when pulse oximeters were flying off the shelves in 2020? Now, wearables have made that feature mainstream. Even so, questions about their accuracy linger. A 2023 study from the University of Toronto showed that wearable SpO2 readings could be skewed by factors like skin tone and movement, with error margins of up to 10%. While that might not sound huge, it could mean the difference between detecting a serious issue or completely missing it. Let me share a personal anecdote. Last year, I decided to test two popular wearables, the Fitbit Charge and the Garmin VivoSmart side by side. Both claim to track sleep stages, calorie burn, and stress levels. After a week, I was baffled. On one night, Fitbit told me I'd had the best sleep of my life, while Garmin suggested I'd barely slept at all. Same body, same night, wildly different results. It was a wake-up call, pun intended. It made me wonder how many people are trusting these gadgets blindly, not realizing the discrepancies. And then there's the cost, not just the financial cost, but the cost of your privacy. Did you know that when you strap on a wearable, you're essentially agreeing to let companies collect intimate data about your body? Fitbit, now owned by Google, has faced scrutiny for how it handles user data. In 2022, reports surfaced that wearable tech companies were selling anonymized health data to insurance companies and advertisers. That means your sleep patterns, heart rate, and even your stress levels might be part of someone else's profit. Are you comfortable with that? The ethical dilemma doesn't stop there. In China, wearables are being used in schools to monitor students' activity and focus levels. While the tech is marketed as a way to improve academic performance, critics argue it's a disturbing invasion of privacy. Similarly, in workplaces across the globe, companies are introducing fitness trackers as part of wellness programs, but employees worry about how their data might be used against them. Will a high heart rate during a stressful meeting flag you as unfit for leadership? It's a slippery slope, and yet the future of wearables is undeniably exciting. The transformation is gearing up for its next leap forward. By 2030, experts predict wearables will integrate AI-driven insights capable of predicting health events days or even weeks in advance. Imagine a device that warns you about a heart attack or stroke before it happens. Sounds like science fiction, doesn't it? But companies like Cardiogram and Bioformus are already making strides in this direction. Then there's the promise of smart tattoos, tiny, flexible sensors that adhere to your skin to monitor health metrics in real time. It's not a question of if this will happen, but when. Still, it's important to ground ourselves in reality. As futuristic as this all sounds, wearable tech today still struggles with basic issues like battery life, comfort, and accuracy. Have you ever had your smartwatch die right in the middle of a run? It's frustrating, isn't it? Or how about the annoyance of wearing a device 24/7, even while sleeping, just to get meaningful data? These are small inconveniences, sure, but they add up. So, what's the takeaway here? Should you ditch your wearable or double down on its potential? The answer lies somewhere in the middle. Wearable tech is a tool, an incredible tool, but it's not infallible. It can inspire you to move more, sleep better, and even stress less. But it's not a crystal ball, and it's certainly not a substitute for professional health care. If you're in the market for a new device, do your homework. Look for models validated by independent studies, like the Polar Vantage for athletes or the Oura Ring for sleep tracking. And always read the privacy policy. Know where your data is going and how it's being used. If there's one thing I want you to take away from this, it's this. Wearable health tech has the power to change lives, but it's up to us to use it wisely. Don't just be a passive consumer. Question, research, and understand the technology you're trusting with your health. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into the world of wearables. If you found this insightful, don't forget to like, comment, and share your thoughts below. What's your experience with wearable tech? I'd love to hear your stories. Let's keep exploring, questioning, and learning together. See you next time.